Today, we are going to record a calendar. We're going to create a calendar using Google Sheets. So this is what you're going to create. So if I come here and I put a start date of any year, the calendar will be displayed here. So for example, if I say 2020, this will be the calendar for this month of June 2020. So whichever start date of any month of any given year, we put in here, we display the year, the calendar down here. To do that, we're going to use a number of Google Sheet functions. One of them is the month, then weekday, sequence, array formula, and format dates. What does the month do? The month returns the month if we give it a date. So we say type month, give it a date, and when we do that, it returns the month in a given date. Weekday, it tells you the number representing the weekday. And remember, our weeks, our days start with Sunday. So if I do that, type weekday, give it a date, it returns this, but however, if we do our formatting here into a number, do like so, remove that. So it is telling me that this is the 4th day of the week. So the week, so if I give it 2000 this, for example, if I go to that, it tells me that this is the 6th day of the week. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So 1st of July is the 6th day, and the days will start counting from Sunday. So Sunday is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is number 6. That's what it means. Now the sequence function, what it does in short is you give it a number of functions. So you give it a row. If I assume I give it 2 rows and maybe 2 columns, and then I say start with, it is going to create a sequence of 2 rows and 2 columns. And what do I input in those sequences? I want the sequences to start with 1 and to be incremented by 1. So I put 1, close brackets like so, then it gives me such a sequence. Of course, this is formatted as a date, but you can change it into figures by going to format, numbers, you go there, then you click here. So you see that I have a sequence of 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the sequence formula. This is how it works. You create a sequence of rows and columns. In my case, I said, give me a sequence of 2 rows and 2 columns, starting with 1 and increment by 1. So when it does the sequence, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll be also using this. Then the array formula, according to Google Sheets, it helps you to enable to use arrays or to display multiple results in a number of cells. If that's not clear, you'll get clear as we go on. Then the format date is what I've been showing you. You come to format and you go and format a date the way you want to look. The formatting just ensures that a day looks in the format of the date, appears in the format that you want. So that's what we are going to do today. We're going to create a calendar, which is like this. And I change my first day, then my calendar will be displayed. So let's see how we can go about it. To get us started, I've done this. I've created my calendar. and the calendar has 7 days. I've input the days here, and it has 6 rows, like so. So let's start and see how we are going to go about it. Now, the first thing to tell you is, if you use the sequencing function, I have 6 rows. I write number 6. I have 7 columns. There are 7 days of the week. I put 7. Then, after that, if I say start with 1 and go increasing by 1, close my brackets, this is how it will be displayed. So I'll have numbers 1 to 42. Now that is the sequencer function. Now, to modify this, what we are going to do is we are going to say sequencer. Our rows will be the same. Our columns will be the same. Now, our start, where do we want to start? Now, because we want to start with this particular date, the calendar for July 2020, so we are going to say start. If we say start here and increment by 1, press enter, this is what we get. Now these numbers here are representation of date. What Google Sheet does, and also similar to Excel, it counts the days from 1st January 1900. So they are telling us there are 44,743 days from 1st January 1900 to this date we have put here. So you can format this and it changes into a date. So to format this into a date, to see that what we have achieved so far, we'll come to format, then number, and then we go down. If I put it in this format, maybe this one here, I do like so, it's going to give me a calendar, which is from Sunday, 1st July 2022, all the way to August 11th, 2022. But this is part of the problem solved. However, to ensure that our 1st of July starts on a Friday, we need to do adjustments to this formula. Remember, this first one shows the rows, the 6 rows, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then the second one is the columns, which are the 7 days of the week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the next one is our start date. So to have our 1st of July start before, we need to have June in here, then 1st July here. So for example, this is on 6th. So if I say -6, what happens? You see, I still don't achieve what I want. What happens? The end of the month ends here, and of my 1st of July starts on a Saturday, but I want it to start on a Friday. So I need more modification to that. So I need to add 1. When I do that, you can see that my 1st of July starts on a Friday. So this way I have achieved part of the solution. Now, my calendar, I don't want to display these days in June, and I also do not want to display these days in August. So we shall get to that. Now, the next thing is, whereas this works for July 2022, if I change this to August, it may not work because I've hard-coded this 6 here. I need to make this 6 dynamic so that even if I change the month here, my result here will be correct. So what I'll have to do is I need to get the the weekday here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, starts counting from 1, Sunday is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my 6 here represents the weekday of the start date. So with that, as I explained earlier, if you say weekday, instead of putting the 6, I want this formula to be dynamic so that it can work for other months. I need to change that to weekday. Then I press enter. Now, as you can see, this is still okay. Now, because of that change, even if I came here and I change this month to August, you'll find that the first date of August 2022 becomes a Monday. You can check that using your computer calendar. If I go to August right here, you can see it's a Monday. So I've been able to fix that problem. If I change it to June, still it will work okay. You can see June, the first day is Wednesday. And if I do that, the first day here of June is Wednesday. So I've made it dynamic by inserting just the week day of the start date of the month. That is good. Now we're almost there. However, we need to remove these first months and also remove the days in the next month. Also, the other thing is, as you have seen in the calendar, it shows just the date. It doesn't show the full day, as you can see here. So the next step is, let's make this formula in such a way that we eliminate this June and eliminate this August. What I can think of now is the if function. Now I can say if now I'm going to get what I'm gonna do before I go to the if function is I'm going to get the month of the days here. Now for the first days, it is going to give me 6 because it is the 6th month of the year. And for these other dates of July, it will give me 7. So in other words, I'm extracting the month out of these dates. So what I want is a month of 7. And so I'll have to do if, and to extract the month. Okay, let me do if to extract. I want the month like so. I'm extracting the month from this date. This will give me the month. So you say month of that date. Now, the month of that date needs to be equal to the month of my start date. Okay? So I say whatever start date I put there, the month of my start date. In other words, I want only month 7 to appear. If this is true, what do I want? What I want is this formula to be displayed. Okay, Control V. Then if the month is not equal to 7, I want an empty space, which I represent by those quotes. I close that. Now, if I do enter, I get nothing here. But what I'll have to do is I need to enclose this formula in an array. So to do that, you have to, in an array formula, because we are comparing a number of dates, we're comparing this start date to each of these dates. And because of that, Google Sheets is failing to achieve that. To achieve that, we need to enclose this in an array formula. So an array formula, what you have to do is to highlight this formula, click on Ctrl-Shift-Enter. When you do that, your formula will be enclosed, like you can see, within an array formula, and I hit Enter. There you go. So when I hit Enter, you can see that it has left out the first month of June and has also left out the months of August. We're almost there. And again, as I told you, this display of a calendar, we normally have dates and we don't have the month and the year. So to remove that, you can remove it with formatting. You highlight the cells you want to format, go under format, number, keep number, go down. You shall use the custom number format, click on that. And what we want to display is the day. The day is represented by letter D. Then it shows me a sample that it will be for such a date to appear like this. I say apply. When I do that, you can see I display my dates and I can format it the way I want. And I have my calendar. And this calendar is very dynamic. Now, I also connected this date to this, and I formatted it so that it shows the month and the year. So this is my date. Now with this, I can change the month and my calendar will be dynamic. It displays the month here as August 2022, and it starts from Monday on this. I can come back here. I go to December, like so. It shows me the December here. And of course, you can see also December is Thursday, sorry, and it is displayed here. Now you can go to any month of October. October starts on Saturday up to 31st. So with this, you'll have achieved your calendar, which is dynamic. All you have to do is change the start date, and your calendar for that date will be displayed as shown here. Thank you for watching. I hope this has been helpful. Please subscribe and watch again. Please have a great day.